Welcome everybody to OnPassive Digital Blueprint, Unveiling Success. Say hello, Collins.
Hello, Andy.
How you doing today?
Yes. Hello, Andy. Very happy to be here today. And I'm really glad, happy, and blessed. It's a new day, a new beginning. And it's all about OnPassive, nothing else.
It is indeed. Okay, so tonight we're going to cover O-Net. Why is it so different? Why are we going to stand out from the crowd? So first thing, I'd like you to tell me a little bit about security, Collins, because we know that our security is second to none. So what is the difference? What are we doing here with security?
Yeah, so let's think about OnPassive. We look at it. We are saying, OnPassive from the time they built O-Net, the first thing Mr. Ashford was thinking about was to ensure that security is at the heart of everything. Means they have to protect the system where people cannot jump or they cannot prove who they are. For instance, I don't want to invite somebody on my platform which I don't know the person, of which I don't know the person. I want to know who you are. I want to know what is going on. I want to be sure that the environment I'm living or I'm like putting my information is all secure where somebody cannot take it and sell it. So they build the system in a way that is secure from end to end, from the code, to the database, to the data center, where everything is 100 or let me give it 99% secured, where you can feel at home. You know that the people I'm relating or they are chatting with me are real people. And they can easily identify themselves that they are real. I'm not chatting with some robot or a man coming disguised as a woman or a woman coming disguised as a man and start chatting with people. You want to know who you are, and that is the reason why they build all of this, making sure it is secured and making people comfortable, the customer at heart. For those who want to be in secure environment, this is the place where you can feel at home. So Andy,
So
you can tell us what will happen.
This is massive, and why is it so massive? So the other social media platform we've used, or many of us is still using, you never know who you're talking to. So unfortunately, in those other systems, you could have someone trying to groom children or trying to sell you some bogus or not be the person that they are in real life. So they can have a totally different photograph and be somebody else. So this changes the system entirely, because now it's safe for kids. And that is the key here. This is safe for your children, because you have to prove who you are. You cannot have a fake account. And if you don't prove who you are, you're not allowed to post. End of story. But it goes further than that. You're not allowed to cyberbully. You can't groom children. You can't sell bogus things that don't exist. So you can't put bogus adverts on there, because at the end of the day, we know where you are. We know who you are. So this is massive. But let's take it to the next level. So we know the other social media platform that everybody uses, they make their money by selling data. So what's different with us here, Collins?
Yes, so when we look at it, OnPassive will never ever sell any data, because one of it, the truth is, why would they sell data? They have lot of products. Even some of them they are giving for free. We are talking about O-Trim. O-Trim is a paid product. OnPassive is giving for free. There's a lot of things we'll talk about in O-Net. OnPassive is giving for free. And Mr. Ashford told us 100% that not every product, is meant for sales. Some of them will be free products because they want people to feel at home. Because what we are doing, we are building what? A SaaS technology, software as a service, where They want people, even if you don't have anything, come and feel at home. Enjoy the products. You don't have to pay anything to be into OnPassive. Well, if you want to monetize, go for it. It's for everybody. So when we look at it, we are talking about selling of data. Why would they sell data? Because they have more than 50. Sometimes people say 50. I say, no, it's not 50. More than 50, because OnPassive is here for longevity. So they will continue to build and build the sales one and build something that is also safe for humanity. There is no need to sell data if you have something that will give billions of dollars, because every product they build is a multi-billion-dollar company. It's a unicorn company. O-Trim is a unicorn. Look at all the trim URL. They are all unicorn. Why should OnPassive give it for free and then turn around and sell your data? You know, they would have just sit back and say, you know what, we'll put O-Trim in the market and sell it and make so much money. They say they'll give for free. So they are not interested in selling data. So everything is encrypted, stored in the database, and your data is more secured, safe, and sound. You will never see one day somebody call you and said, oh, we are selling this, because they'll never tell you where data is coming from. So OnPassive is shutting down all these things of selling data, because they are IT technology company building software. You know, they don't need to sell data. So Andy, you take it from there.
Yeah, this is huge. Let me give you guys an example. Data is everywhere. Data is money for people like Google and Facebook and all of these other companies need data, and they need to have the data in order to be worth something. So the other social media platform that I mentioned a moment ago, they have their value based purely upon the data they can sell. So they take every scrap of information that you put down on their system, and that includes posts, photos. Now, you therefore don't own the photos that you place of you on that system. Everything is used and everything becomes their property for them to be able to use in any way they see fit. Now, this goes further, because many of these companies now, certainly with Google, and if you use a Gmail account and you're on an iPhone, iOS has permission to be able to look at your emails. It can delete an email if it doesn't like it. It can read all of your emails, or it could send an email, or simply delete your account altogether if it doesn't like what you're writing. Now, privacy laws, there aren't any. What we have is a system here which is totally different. So anything you post is yours. We're not going to sell this data. We have no need to sell the data. So every picture you upload, you keep. So I could keep all of my photos, every single one of my photos that I've had throughout all of the years on my O-Net platform. Now, I can hide those from people I don't want them to see them. That's fine. I have that capability. But it's so nice to be able to ensure that you're talking to the correct person and they're never going to sell your data. Those two are key to what we have. Okay, so let's move on. We know, for instance, that to use podcasts or blogs, you have to normally pay for those, but we've done something different, haven't we, Colin? So what's the state of play with those?
This is massive. Let me start with podcasts, Andy. We know podcast is not free. It's huge amount of money. I've checked some of the podcast tools out there. Some of them worth 60 up to 100 and 100 plus dollars for you to get a podcast tool to run a podcast. It's not cheap. It's not a free product. It's paid. Mr. Ash Mofara integrate podcast into O-Net and gave it for free. To tell you that not everything OnPassive you will buy, because we call it SaaS technology, software as a service. Come into OnPassive, even if you are not coming to monetize, enjoy the product. So when you look at podcasts, you know, those who broadcast stuff, for instance, There are people I've seen a lot of people, they record stuff and they share it on WhatsApp, on other social media. In podcasts, you can record what you want to say, inspirational talk, you know. And remember, as Ash told us, that video will be coming, video podcasting, not only audio podcasting will be coming. Audio podcasting already there, video podcasting. You can real time record yourself, your speech. Those who are inspirational, those who are preachers, you know, I can go maybe gospel singers and everything, you know, to help humanity. You know, O-Net is about helping people. Why should you stay on a platform that is so messed up? Sometimes you don't learn anything from it. Those who even monetize it, if you don't say something stupid or silly, or excuse my language, you will not monetize. That's what I've seen on social media now. If you don't go out of the craziness of this world, you will not make money. People want to see crazy things. If there was a place, and I know majority of people want a serene environment, a peaceful environment where they can learn, and I can learn from you, you can learn from me. You can say something that can grow me, maybe personally, or, you know, something that can uplift me as a person. When you put it on podcast, we are talking about 2, 3, or 4 million people, or even 1 billion people that will come into OnPassive, into O-Net. As we speak today, I believe that there are 3 million people in O-Net, or 4 million more, because imagine OnPassive is just starting, coming to the world, and I can really say it that if I'm not mistaken, there will be 4 million people in O-Net as we speak. Imagine how many of those are on podcasts, put inspirational song. I live on podcast every day. I put inspirational song. Sometimes Bro Oliver will call me, Collins, I just listened to one of your songs. My God, my heart was just uplifting. You know, do what you can do. And Mr. Ash told us that it is commissionable. That the time is coming where you can write something, or you can put something the way you do on other social media, and you make commission out of nothing. Let's talk about blog. You said, all right, I'm a good writer. Blog is drag and drop. It's not other blogging. You have to struggle. Drag, drop. Choose the format you want. Put it there. The same like podcast. Drag and drop. It takes you 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do podcast. Other tools, you have to struggle. Put a good mic, everything. But in podcast, is drag, drop, and you are there. Hit it, and the whole world will see it. The same like blog. Choose the format you want, drag, drop. You know, drop it in there. Even a baby can use this tool. They build it not for the intelligent people or the educated people. They build it, even those who are nothing. I'm sorry to say this. Those who don't know anything about technology, they can use OnPassive tool called podcast and blog. I've used
so
it.
In other words, I'd be able to do it easily. So in other words, I'd be able to do it quite easily.
100%, Andy. Excellent. You don't need any education because it's self-taught, easy, Andy. 100%, the easiest tool I've ever seen.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've mentioned things like clubs, and there is an important thing with regard to clubs, because these can be private clubs or public clubs, can't they?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about the club side of things. Now, before we go there, I'm going to give you an example, because golf societies is a good one, or fishing clubs or tennis clubs. It doesn't matter. Normally what they have to do is they have to pay to set up a website, and there's normally a small monthly cost to run that website, but you'd have to log into the website on a regular basis to find out what's going on, the fixtures coming up, the competitions coming up, whatever it might be. And this takes away or negates that need to have a website, because a club can do everything on there. So I can upload documents. What else can I do with a club?
So if you look at club, let's look at invite your friends of the same aspiration. Andy, sometimes you're talking about golf, you love golf a lot, you talk about golfing. So just imagine the friends of the same interest. You can create it, make it as a private, and you can share the link with them and say, those who are golfers, join this club. They will be in, and you can have your own, you can commune with them, share the same interests, and you grow with it. Those who are even doing fishing, tailoring, just name it, lawyers, marketers, name it, every interest you have in this world, you can go into OnPassive, create your club, share with them. You can make it private or public. But remember, one thing I always said, if you make it private and you invite others and you want to make it public, they will say, why? Why do you make it public? Because we came because it was private just for us. So that's the danger to make it. But when you make it public and you have a team of them, I say, no, let's make it private. It's okay. You can go and switch it to private. But again, when you make it public, it means anybody anywhere can see it and say, oh, I love golf. I'm a golfer. Let me join. That's the advantage. But when you make it public, it means you have to specifically share it to those who are golfers to come in. So that's a beautiful tool.
Yeah, so in other words, I can have either. I can have a closed club specifically for society members, and I can invite specific people to join that club as time goes on, or I can have a public facility. Now that basically then gives me the opportunity, if you like, to be able to, let's say and I love golf because, as you can see, it's on here. So let's say, for argument's sake, I've got a special offer that's cropped up on with some clothes, some golfing clothes. I could put that in the club to offer it out to the public or to the specific society. And it's things like, the opportunity to purchase prizes or trophies or things like that. So this is an opportunity here, not only for the club or the society to save money, particularly because it's so easy to actually set up your own club without having to build a website or, have special links. No, you've got a club, you just introduce people to that club, and it could be just ideal and perfect just for a small organization or a small club, or, as you say, quite rightly say, for public. So we know, let's move on a little bit. So we know, for instance, that with the other social media platform, we have to use a separate entity to be able to speak in real time with our friends, our connections. But there is a feature we have with O-Net that is a speaking in real time or talking same as, but it's integrated as part of the O-Net itself. So tell me a little bit more about that, Collins.
So which of the feature, Andy?
The like Messenger, so you're able to speak to your friends. Yeah.
So if we look at the Messenger, we've been talking about there are a lot of people who go on and chat a lot on Messenger, right? They chat on Facebook. Facebook owns Messenger. It's two applications, but they didn't integrate it. Just imagine if you have an application that is integrated to one, where you can chat with your friends that you've invited without leaving the screen. Where will you want to be? Will you want to be on a distorted application where you are chatting here and then you have to leave the screen, go to another window and read messages, look at the post, go back and chat? It's time. Sometimes people find it very horrible. OnPassive have built an integrated solution where your friends, those you've invited, you can live chat with them as you go without leaving the screen.
Fantastic.
Yes, that is it. That is what they've done. You don't need to leave the screen, but you are in there chatting while doing other things within that screen.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got the normal features that some of the other social media platforms has got, you can make posts public or private. You can personalize your feed or hide by hiding posts. You can block people or schedule posts. You've got birthdays, things like that. Are there any other options or features that you want to add in that you think are important to what we have in comparison to the others?
So let's look at scheduling.
Okay, now is it scheduling an event, a meeting, or
everything?
A post,
so you can schedule a meeting, you can schedule an event or a post. So let's take, for instance, post. Andy, I want to send a post to you. And I say, this post, I was supposed to send this post tomorrow at 1 p.m. and I don't have time. What if I put it today? I said it today and I set the time tomorrow at 1 p.m. So I know exactly 1 p.m. the system will trigger the post and send the post directly to you without me doing anything. I know I've saved my time. I wanted to communicate something to Andy, but I don't want Andy to miss it because I know if I send him maybe a lot of posts, Andy will miss it. So let me just decide and say, you know what? I will send it today, but I will schedule it at 1 p.m. tomorrow UK time. At 1 p.m., that post will hit your box and you can read it. Perfect. It can be event, it can be whatever, it can be alert me in event.
Okay, so we've also, so apart from the scheduling, which is fantastic. So again, if you're looking to connect with certain members of your friends group, you judging or knowing where they live around the globe determines their time. So if I've got friends in Australia, for instance, I want to make sure that when they get up in the morning, they're going to see this post. Rather than post it now, they're asleep and, oh my God, they're never going to see it because there's hundreds and hundreds of others. So that's great. Okay, so what about being able to advertise business then? But is there an option we can use to do that?
That is massive. Andy, we are looking at O-Net. This will be massive. Just imagine if there's 1 billion people. And I read from most of the features and the corporate put on the side that you will be able to advertise your business to your target market.
Okay, most so I can home things down as well.
Yes. So you will be able to advertise your business to your target market on O-Net. If we have 1 billion people, you throw an advert there. Your target market is already met. There is nothing you can say you will not meet it because a lot of people go. Why do people go on TikTok? Why do people go on Facebook? They say it's free. Do you know how many adverts run on TikTok and Facebook and all of the social media you can name them? Name all of them. They go because that is marketplace. That's where you meet your market. Billions of people using it, and when you throw an advert of 2 seconds, you know how many millions of people see it and say, wow, I like that. What's the link? Let me go back and click on it and then try to get that. There are things I've bought on advert on Facebook. I saw it, I went back and I said, no, I go and I make research, got it and I bought it. Where did I see it? On Facebook. So if I can do it, many more people, I know millions of people are doing it. We cannot refuse that. There's no way. Internet is taking everything, whether we accept it or reject it. Millions of people are buying things online because of adverts.
Absolutely. And very shortly we'll be coming out with another couple of products within the ecosystem that will help with these type of things like O-Commerce and O-Marketplace, these type of scenarios. So that's fantastic. Okay, are there any other points that you wanted to raise before we close today?
So what I will say is I will encourage every founders or affiliate, please. O-Net is powerful. It's free product. You don't need to pay you don't have to pay nothing to use podcast. Podcast is paid. If you go online and search for podcast tool, it's expensive. You cannot even afford it. O-Net has it for free. Blog is there. You know, come in, try it. If you don't like it, delete your account and go. We are not telling you come and do so. I'm talking about the value that OnPassive is producing, is offering. It is the value. I can die for the value. You know, that's what is keeping me in OnPassive, because of what I have seen with my own eyes. You know, there is nothing you can even match, you can compare when it comes to what we have seen. O-Net is the place to be. If you have your friends, and if you're a founder, you're still using another social media out of O-Net, I will say shame on you. Shame on you. You know, I want to say this clearly. I know they will say Collins is rude. Shame on you, because you don't know what you have. Come into O-Net, go around O-Net, start to invite your friends and family to use this amazing product, because you will never get it anywhere. Because I'm using O-Net every day. There's no day. Go and look at my O-Net. It's crazy. It is crazy. So I want to say it. Andy, I'll leave it there.
Okay. Well, I want to finish on a point that is dear to my heart. I like free speech. Free speech to me means that I can say my mind, speak my mind. Unfortunately, with the other social media platforms, that's not the case. You can't say that. You can't say what you want to do, because at the end of the day, there are certain things they don't want you to say, so they suppress that information. So many people have been put in jail because of it, you know, in the Facebook jail or LinkedIn jail, because they say things that, no, hold on a second. Now, we're not talking about obscenities. We're simply talking about the truth. So I like that bit, and I love the fact that you have to prove who you are to be part of our social media platform. You cannot have a fake account. Now, I think it's great, Collins, because we've had some guy trolling us some while ago saying, oh, I've got 8 fake accounts. Yeah, but as soon as you start to register them, it's all gone. So, no, it doesn't happen. At the end of the day, you have to prove who you are, because we all have to go through O-Verify. And if you can't do O-Verify, then you can't have an O-Net account, simple as. So things are safe. And I stress again, this is safe for your children. This is pure social media, friends, family, and everything else, but it is safe for your kids. So please bear that in mind. Okay, so hopefully we will be back with you on Thursday. What do you want to do Thursday, Collins? The ecosystem.
The ecosystem, yes. We have to talk about the ecosystem, because now we are in the ecosystem, and a lot of founders, they've been, you know, they listen to a lot of stuff, but this is the time to tell them what the ecosystem is all about. So we'll do the ecosystem, how powerful the ecosystem is.
Yeah, we'll cover that on Thursday, same time, 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, so 7 o'clock UK time. Look forward to seeing everybody then. Have a great evening. And don't forget, don't forget Comfort at 4 p.m. Empowerment Talks.
Yes, and then we have
Q&A.
Yes, I'll just say about, we have Comfort Q&A. Tonight we have Rob Lynn show. And then after Rob Lynn show, we have Mino show. So please go and support, please. It's all about OnPassive.
I just wish they were earlier and we could stay up for them, Collins. But
yeah,
the UK wrong time. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gents, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again on Thursday.